Hey there guys, this is Obsidian Chill. Got another video for you today. And I know you've heard that exact saying quite a bit in this past year, in 2018. And, let me know if you guys like that or if I should change up the scripting a bit for this new year. But essentially what this video is it's a thank you to you guys. I recently passed 4,000 subscribers. We're getting into the new year. And I just wanted to make a video not only showing and showing my gratitude to you guys, because I certainly didn't expect to get this position, especially after I deleted my channel previously. I'd gotten to, I think, 3,800-ish subs on that previous channel when it was deleted. And then I came back to the game after, about 8 months, I think. And I didn't think I would start YouTube again. And then I did. And then kind of changed things up. And, here we are passing 4,000 as recently. So it's obviously something even I didn't expect, especially in a time where the game, I wouldn't say the game is dead, but it certainly doesn't have as much presence on YouTube as it once did. A lot of YouTubers have moved on from the game, and you don't see, that type of quality content anymore. So let's kind of get into it here. Those intros at the beginning, I know a lot of people are not aware of my older channel or that's some of that content because it was deleted and I didn't re-upload everything because I didn't have everything saved. So some of those intros are from the previous videos that I made in the past, just so you guys can kind of see the progression from start to finish. Also, the quality of the audio may sound a bit different in this video from the past, and then hopefully it'll get better in the future. For Christmas, I picked up a blue Snowball mic, Snowball Ice mic, going forward. I don't have a pop filter at the moment, so you might hear a little bit of that, but because I'm not sure how sensitive this mic is yet. But I'll be getting a pop filter for that, so I can kind of get some better audio going forward. Because before I was just using the headset mic on my Razer headset, and it was kind of hit or miss. I know a lot of times my audio dropped lower and it would drop higher depending on the noise cancellation that was on the mic. So hopefully going forward now I'm going to have more of a professional setup in terms of my auto recording, just for you guys there. Because obviously a lot of my videos are me talking for quite some time, so I want to make sure some quality is there. In the background here, basically you're just going to see clips of some of my older videos. Most of these are going to be from like 2012, 2013, the Paradox days, Nexus days. And let me just... So I'll have timestamps. One's going to be talking about the content that you guys can expect going forward. So if you want, you can skip straight to that if you just want to know what I have planned, at least in the immediate future. But I'm going to take the time right now to talk about like a brief history of me and basically the direction for the YouTube. So since I came back to YouTube, I really changed up my direction for it. Now, I've gone through a lot of phases in this game, not only in YouTube, but phases as a player in general. Like, I didn't really start recording my gameplay until about 2013, which is like Paradox Nexus. That's when I really started recording it. I did little times before that, but back during that phase, when the game first came out, I was taking screenshots. I didn't even have a computer really to record on, so I wasn't even thinking about recording gameplay for like 2010 and 2011. 2012 and early 2013, that was more, I was going through my DPS phase. Like, if people think I'm a jerk now, then you have no idea what I was like in the previous past there. So I didn't record any footage because I didn't want anyone knowing my rotations for hard light and how I did that. It was just, it's just an ego thing, but that's how I was back then. To give it a little bit of perspective, and to the depths that I went to show my DPS. Like, the DPS now that you guys consider good in this game, like Memories or Snack Packs or a bunch of other players, I'm just kind of naming off, but those types of players that focus primarily on their damage and excel in that part of the game, even those players now don't even remotely go to the lengths that I went to in the past. So as you guys know, I was an Odyssey. I played on the EU server for a number of years, and most people think I started on the EU server, but I didn't. I started on the USI. It's just that I played on the EU so much they thought I started there. But the only reason I went to the EU server is because there was a discussion on the forums back in like 2013, 2012, something like that, where a bunch of EU DPS came on and said, our DPS are better than the US side, and US side said their DPS are better. And it was, just a typical discussion on the forums, like an argument going back and forth. And I said, hey, fuck it. I'll go on the server. I'll show you guys. So I made a tune from scratch. I joined Odyssey. I had no money. I had no gear, no skill points. I started straight scratch, brand new account, playing on EU server, which is a 6-hour time difference, knowing absolutely no one. And I showed them what I could do with the DPS. I think when I joined Odyssey, I think I had about 43 skill points, which is not even enough to max out the DPS crits back then. I had gear that dropped from gates, just like the tier 3.5 gear, the gear that just drops off the bosses and gates. And once I got to even half T4 gear, I was already the best DPS in Odyssey. And that's just with my hardly any skill points, and that they're just showing hard light DPS that they didn't even know was possible, and most of the server as well. Now, throughout that time in the EU, I did find some really good DPS, especially in individuals. Kaiser was okay back then. He wasn't as good as the other DPS then. There was Inface, there was Satla, someone else too. Inface, Satla, Kaiser. There's Akami no Shanks. I think there was one other person too. Might be wrong, but either way, I found some great DPS in the EU server as well. But it was more, I wanted to show off my DPS so much, I went to a new server just to prove it to them. But and then basically from that, my YouTube took off in 2013, my original channel, because Paradox Wave and Nexus being the hardest content, no one could beat it, or no one could do it consistently well. Where my league with Family, we could beat it consistently. We were doing multiple Epic Odysseys every night. And I was switching to different power sets, and so basically my channel kind of blew up there because they got to see how Hardlight was, not even Hardlight, because I was gadgets, mental, nature, I was everything. But they got to see how Paradox was beaten, Nexus was beaten, Epic Odyssey, the speed feats. So that my kind of channel blew up from there, and then it just basically turned into a channel where I was showing, I wouldn't say showing off, but it was basically showing the elite feats, showing survival mode. I don't think I did any guides. It was basically just showing what the game could be accomplished with a group of 8 individuals. So I was doing speed runs, elite feat runs, no death runs, survival mode multiple rounds, survival mode round 20, stuff like that. So that's primarily what my YouTube channel went on, as well as mixing in the odd rants and the spittle exposure videos, all that kind of stuff. So that's what I've always been good at, is the rant style videos, because as you know, I'm very opinionated. I'm extremely knowledgeable about the game, and I have really good memory, so I can call off stuff that happened way previously in DLCs, or how things worked in the past. So that's been assisted me in my arguments, because I couldn't really argue on the forums because it was too heavily moderated. So that's why I took it to YouTube. So those videos have always done well on my channel, now and on my previous one. But in this channel, I've really, coming back to the game, it wasn't about showing off DPS. It wasn't about showing off elite feats, because there wasn't really any elite feats to show off or to highlight anymore, because all the feats are really easy. There's no survival mode. So basically the direction I've taken for YouTube now is solely as an educator. At this point in my DCU career or DCU life in the game, the only thing I can do now is to just highlight the game and highlight different power sets. Basically use my knowledge to help players. That's the only thing I want to do now. This channel has never been monetized. I've never monetized my old one. I've never monetized this one. The only ads you see are just because if I use copyrighted songs. Because I never wanted anyone to say that I was in this for the money. That's not the image I want to say. I didn't want to say, oh, he's only making this video or only doing this testing for us because he wants to make money. That was never the case. And I didn't want to give that impression. I only made these videos to help people. So all my trinket testing, all my supercharged testing, multiple, what am I at? I did 5 controller, and I've done 4 healers. So that's 9. So 9 power sets, all almost an hour each. So it's 10 hours of footage right there. Plus I've already done my full tank guide. I got Celestial coming. So, and then my tanks after that. So basically I'm going to have a power set guide for every single power. I've done multiple controller comparisons and test videos. So, this sole channel is now just as an educator. I'm trying to use my knowledge and my experience in DCO to help new players become better, because that's what it is. My philosophy in this game is that I know the game is easy. I know you can't breed better players with an easy game. Like if you have an easy game, if you've got a player that's really good at an easy game, if the game got harder, he's not going to be all of a sudden better because he's used to an easy game. So the only way that we can try to get some more difficulty or another level of difficulty within DC is to raise the average player skill in the game. So how do you do that? You educate them. These are the rotations you should use. This is the philosophy you should use to approach. This is loadouts you should use. This is how you should think, how you should tank, how you should control. Why should you use this? Like, I'm not going to say do this. I'm always going to explain why. Like, I'm going to explain why super powered versus hybrid, why powered versus fit, why Dom versus health, or all these things. I go into the detail because that's what you need to know to become a better player. And that's my sole purpose for this channel is basically anything I can do to help make players better, I'm going to do. Well, mixing in the odd rant or video because, those, A, I enjoy them, and B, I'm good at it. I do a lot of good rants. So now let's kind of take it into where I want to take this channel in the new year. A lot of it you already know. I'm in the process of making Celestial. The holidays kind of delayed that, but my Celestial video guide will be out next. Then I'll be switching to Tank. I'll most likely be doing Rage Tank first because I want to show the players how effective Eye of the Gemini artifact is. You can't really show Eye of the Gemini with Sork and Celestial. You need a really good power set with a really good supercharge. So I was debating between Rage and Earth. So I'll probably go Rage first, and then maybe Earth. I'll probably go Rage, then Fire, then Ice, then Earth, then Atomic, something like that. But definitely go Rage first, just so I can highlight the Gemini testing, because there's not too many PC YouTubers or PC players in general, and to really highlight the Eye of the Gemini, you have to use the DCU log analyzer, and it's impossible for PS players to use that tool. So it's a really good visual aid and proof to how effective the Eye of Gemini is in certain situations. So I want to do that. And then I'll be doing all the tank power sets, so that at that point I've done every single power set guide. And then I'll find some ways to do some testing videos in the meantime, whether it be when I'm tank, I can test the tank shields, the best tank artifacts, stuff like that, best healer artifacts I can do at the end of this video or at the end of the healer guides. So if you have specific testing you would like to see, put that in the comment section below, or once again, put any kind of video you would like to see in the comment section below. Like I said, don't ask for fire tank guide, ice tank guide, because those are going to be coming. I've already bought the power specs. I'm starting to level up my tank artifacts, so I should have 160 manacles and I think like 120 sparring AI, and then the Gemini at 160. So I've already got the artifacts, the gear. I'll have a full regular set. Working on the elite set, but the elite procs don't really matter as much for tanks anyway. But I already have I have the plan for the gear. I already have the artifacts. I already have the respec token. So basically, every single tank guide will be out in time. Those shouldn't take me too long because same thing as controllers. I've been tanks forever, so it'd be really easy to do. I haven't been fire and ice DPS in a while, but Rage's not going to take me long. Earth won't take me long. Atomic will take me a little bit testing, but I should be able to fire out definitely fire, Rage, and Earth very quickly. Ice DPS will take a little bit of time because I haven't done that in so long, but Ice Tank will take me no time at all. And then Atomic, just because I've hardly ever been Atomic. So the tank guides will come out a lot faster. I know the healer ones have been kind of spread out just because I haven't healed in so many years that it's taken me a little more practice with them. I haven't been Sork and Celestial in forever. I think at least 5 years. So it's taking me a little bit longer to get those guides out, just because I can't just half-ass them. I need to at least kind of do them the right way to bring you guys some good content for that and accurate. But the tank guides will come out very quickly, probably like a few weeks in between each one, or a couple weeks in between each one. But yeah, besides that, guys, thank you guys for 4,000. It's been an amazing ride, and I hope to even go further. So like I said, any kind of questions or concerns, put them in the comment section below. Thank you, guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.